Hi, I'm Michael Levy from Vancouver, Canada. About 4 or 5 months ago, well actually started before that, probably a couple of years ago, I thought that I would like to do something in my life in the way of a charitable or not-for-profit donation that could make a difference. Now, it would be easy to pick 6, 8, or 10 charities and divvy up some money, but I thought, where can I have some impact? Now, my family roots go back all the way to my grandfather, my Saba, to the late 1900s into the early 2000s with Jewish education. When he came from Austria, homesteaded on the prairies, and then ended up moving to Calgary in 1921, so my mother at age of 7 could get a Hebrew education. He was a founder of the Calgary Hebrew School throughout the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and even into the 60s, and in fact, they named the Hebrew school after him. My parents got married in Calgary, moved out to Vancouver in 1943, and I was of the first class that went to the Vancouver Talmud Torah, the Vancouver Hebrew Day School, and the first graduating class, as was my daughter Cheryl, who was first of the second generation into the Vancouver Talmud Torah. Well, I can tell you that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. My mother and father got involved with the Vancouver Talmud Torah. The family were fervent Zionists and above all believed in education and Hebrew education, a Jewish education. Well, I talked to Dina Wachtel at Canadian Friends of the Hebrew University Vancouver chapter, and I'd been involved peripherally over the past 4 or 5 years because I wanted to carry on my mom's legacy, and her legacy was supporting Hebrew University. And I thought, well, you know, it's education, it's Jewish, Hebrew, and it's in Israel. And that was so very important. So I went to Dina early in 2013 and said, I'd like to do a significant donation. I'm not saying that I want to do it for Hebrew U, but gave her the story, and I said, come back to me with some suggestions, some ideas. And in fact, she did, and we talked about this for 3 or 4 months before we got it all together, all straight, and we decided on IMRIC and the Auditorium, and the fact that I could give a donation that would have impact, a donation of size that could impact the Hebrew University, obviously in a small way for the university, but in a big way for IMRIC and in a very significant way for me. Now, my attitude is not for people to come and say thank you for giving, but what I have to say is thank you for giving me the ability to give to something that does make a difference, and this does. And the dedication of the auditorium was very significant time for me. It was actually probably a benchmark in my life at this age, at this stage of my life. And the fact that I'm going to be able to come back and see it, but better my children, my grandchildren, and their children and grandchildren, is going to be in our family name. And maybe, just maybe, because we've done this, we can trigger somebody else to make a donation, to do the same as we've done. Because if you don't have Jewish education, whether it's at the Hebrew U or back in Canada, if you don't have something that you can offer that can carry on for we and our people and into the future, then I don't know what we've got. So the fact that I was given the ability and given the wherewithal to make this donation and make a difference, to me, is the biggest thing and the biggest thanks I could ask for.